LaFrae, you are my little Sheila E. I've always called you that.
It's okay. I love that.
I know, and I'm actually going to NAMM next weekend.
What?
And Sheila E. is the big event.
If that's what we are, we all wanna love bizarre.
Yeah.
Before that.
I wanna live.
She don't need
Yeah.
let's touch.
I love her. Well, LaFrae is a drummer like Sheila E.
Get the fuck out of
She
here.
is. Oh no, I went on tour with her, and I'm telling you, watching her drum,
I had so much fun on that tour.
it was fun,
That was
man.
fun.
Can you believe it was so long ago?
That was a long time
It
ago.
was in the 2000s, thank God, at least.
Well, not that long ago then.
It seems like it shouldn't be, but it's like, I know.
I'm still seeing people, it's like, it's been 20 years.
Oh no, it hasn't. That it hasn't.
Not with us, not with
No.
us, no.
So what are you up to these days? Because it is Michelle Obama's birthday today, you know.
Well,
And you've met her.
I
haven't
have met
you?
Michelle Obama.
I know you
I
have.
got to play at the Obama White House 2 times.
I heard about that.
And they were really sweet and really wonderful. And they took pictures with every freaking buddy
Nice.
at the party. And then we were playing at the party. And then they were like, "Bam, come on." And so we got to go and they hung with us and they gave us just as much love. And
Did they have contraband?
Contraband? No, we were the contraband. We were the band and the contraband.
All right, there
Believe
you
it.
go. I believe it. I'm just kidding. You know, I'm sure the Obamas inhaled.
I just
Wow. I'm sure they did.
Okay, all right. So there goes my cultural diplomacy career.
No, I'm just kidding. You know, Bill Clinton changed the world, you know.
He sure did.
It's
He sure
just a
did.
joke off Bill. And today is actually the day poor Bill was faced sexual harassment charges from Paul and
Yeah,
Young.
but you know what? I went to Kosovo. And when I went to downtown Kosovo, they have like a 35, 40-foot statue of Bill Clinton.
Well, he's the best. He's the humanizer.
He's their dude.
I love Bill Clinton.
He went over there and saved the day when things were hitting the fan.
And we want Hillary.
I
We
mean,
do.
really.
We want Hillary
But
to
I
kick
mean,
some ass.
what a bum rap. I mean, that whole thing led to an impeachment trial and all.
But
I mean,
nothing happened
all
to
he
him. It
did
was so
catch some head and
stupid.
everything. I mean, what do you think?
Who wouldn't do that?
He's the president.
I know.
He's
I mean,
the president.
what
You're
girl
the
in that-
president. His job is stressful. His job is, I mean,
They
so
were-
what? The guy costs
I've met
more or
Monica
something.
Lewinsky, actually.
You did?
Well,
Yeah.
really, I mean, talk about aiming low. Talk
Oh,
about aiming low.
wow,
I mean, and the funny thing is they compare him to Kennedy. Like, for real.
Clinton, they compared him a lot
They
of things.
compare him to Kennedy. Dude, Kennedy was sleeping with Marilyn Monroe
He's a
and Jane
smart
Mansfield
man.
and stuff like that.
And
Come on. He's a smart man.
Yeah,
oh, I
but
see what
I'm
you mean.
talking
He
about
picked Monica.
Lewinsky. I mean,
But you don't know who he didn't
If
get
I
caught
was
with.
dating
And yeah,
Lewinsky,
that's-
I wouldn't even tell anyone.
You don't know who he didn't get caught with.
That's
a drunk night.
Well, let's go back to LaFrae.
Okay,
Exactly.
wanna go back to-
Yeah. So what are you doing these days?
you know, I've been traveling the world.
Siberia.
I've been in Siberia.
What the hell are you doing in Siberia? Is it really cold there?
It's really cold.
So it
there.
really is. My grandmother used to call everything like, if you're going really far north, what do you live in Siberia?
It's really cold, but it's funny because Siberia is actually in the south, southish part of Russia. But where I've been going, I've been working with some students there, and
That's
I wrote
amazing.
for an orchestra, and so I'm rehearsing with them, and I'm going to take my band and play with this orchestra.
And your
at this
band's name
festival,
now
the
is?
13th Amendment.
Oh, it's still the 13th
Yeah, it's still the
Amendment.
13th
I've seen you
Amendment.
guys.
Did you-
They're amazing.
Thanks.
They're so
While you were in
good.
Siberia, did you see any Yeti or snowmen?
You know, no. Although Russian men can be pretty overgrown. Although I should probably leave that alone.
Oh, you mean in the downstairs
Oh,
department?
yeah.
Oh, you would love that,
Oh,
Jay.
I honestly, I don't think that's what she means. I
I'm
think
sitting
she's
next to
talking
you,
about
though.
the beastly Neanderthalic structure of old
They're just
Russian
big
men.
men.
Oh, I'm so.
If you look, I come from European descent, and
So do
I'm
we.
gonna tell you
Everybody
this.
does.
Actually,
Well,
I'm not sure
just-
that I have. Well, maybe I do.
Well,
Everyone
look,
does.
Yeah.
Most everybody does, but here's the thing: they say the Neanderthals disappeared, but if you look at old European men, especially
I know.
outside eating soup,
I know a
definitely
bunch of
Neanderthals.
Hispanic men that are pretty Neanderthals.
Yeah, it's
to me,
definitely
too.
happening.
It's like
For real.
the
Well,
whole.
I tell you what. When I return to Russia, and if they don't let me back into the country, I think I'll know why.
No, I'm Russian. I have Russian in me. You know,
Okay.
do you speak any?
Hey, listen, there's no
that's
shame in
yeah.
There's no shame in having.
Yeah.
There's no shame in having some Neanderthal
Pajama stuff.
descent within you. You know.
Not at all.
No.
There's
Very
nothing.
nice. Where you got Значит, пожалуйста.
Ah,
Okay,
спасибо.
okay.
I only know the Russian words from Clockwork Orange. I know Malchik, Gulliver, Yarbles, and that's it.
That's enough.
Okay.
All right, so when do you go back to Siberia?
I go back
How
in
old are
March.
the kids?
They're college students.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So
Yeah.
what are you teaching them?
Well,
Drums or more than drums?
well, I wrote for the whole orchestra.
How'd you do that?
I'm a composer as well as a drummer.
Where'd you go? Did you go to Berkeley?
No, I went to Oberlin.
Oh, my daughter's at Oberlin.
Well,
I
how about
remember
that?
Yeah. Wow. So were you in the conservatory?
I was in between the conservatory and the college, but mostly in the college. I just took a few
Wow.
classes in the conservatory.
And it blew your mind.
It blew my mind, but I also learned a lot of composition just on my own.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you like living in Ohio?
No.
Right. But
Not at
Oberlin
all.
is like a little bubble.
Yeah, that was just a moment.
Yeah,
that
it's a great
It was my
place.
transitional moment. I had a wonderful time there.
Wow, I
Yeah,
know that
I'll be
town.
paying for it for years.
Yeah. But you're traveling the world.
It's true. It's
So the
true.
whole 13th Amendment goes to Siberia.
We're going to go to Siberia, and they're going to play the jazz parts, and the orchestra will play the orchestra parts, and we're going to be. It's the largest international festival in Russia. It's held in this part of Siberia, and it's held every 2 years, and they never have Americans at this festival, and so it's a really rare thing. This particular part of
So how did you
Siberia.
fall into this?
I went on. I do cultural ambassador work, and I went. The State Department sent me. I've gone to about 30 countries now.
Good for you,
And
LaFrae.
so I was in Russia, and then I met some people.
So when
and
you're
then
at the airport, did they slide you right through?
You mean where? When?
Anywhere?
It just depends.
In America?
Actually, I have to tell you this crazy story.
All right,
Is that
is this your
sexual
skeleton?
innuendo?
Okay, this could be a skeleton.
Okay.
Okay, I really hate cutting in line. But in Russia, they don't really think about the fact that they have 5 flights going to Moscow that leave within an hour of each other, and they're all in the same lane going to security. So there's like this crazy line after you get your ticket, already standing in a crazy line. And I was thinking, I have 10 minutes to catch this flight. So I just walked to the front of the line and just like...
And no one said anything?
No, I heard somebody say, like, I wish I spoke English.
Oh, you understood that.
I understood that.
Oh, that's
I
hilarious.
But they were able to say, I wish I spoke English.
No, they said it in Russian.
In
Oh,
Russian.
yeah,
They
she
said, I wish I spoke
understood.
English, and I was just like, when I caught that flight, I was the last person on the plane.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a little crazy.
That's kind of not a skeleton, but it is
Oh.
a little bit of one.
What?
It is National Hot Buttered
I
Run
cut,
Day.
I cut the whole line. That's a huge skeleton.
Yeah,
Oh, that's not a
it,
good
it's
skeleton.
What
good.
is-
It's good.
What do they serve on Russian airplanes?
So, thank you, Branded Saloon, for some
Thank
hot
you,
buttered
Branded
rum.
Saloon.
Yes.
Russians love a lot of mayonnaise. I think it has something to do with staying warm in the
Interesting.
winter, high-calorie foods.
So what is it, just like a condiment container of mayonnaise?
No, you get like salads, and then you get a lot of mayonnaise.
Caviar?
You get some fish,
Yeah.
lots of fish. Yeah, but in Siberia, man, I had some killing meat. Like I ate some lamb on a Sunday that was killed on a Friday.
Wow.
Goose, duck. Like.
Yeah, they don't use preservatives like we do in this country.
Well, I mean, it's starting a little bit because
We're ruining the world.
Well, they're getting also a lot of, like, it's funny because you can go to the store and they'll look and they'll be like, these are the Chinese vegetables. Those are the Russian vegetables. Like, they have this thing. Because there's a difference.
Yeah.
The Chinese vegetables, they use the pesticides. And the Russians, they're not using pesticides.
Wow.
They don't call it organic. They just call it vegetables.
Wow, that makes sense though.
Yeah.
In a funny
But-
way, that
Yeah.
all makes sense.
I'm
That it
actually-
would be the Chinese and they're more there, Russia, China.
Yeah.
And we're more, and everyone else is like wherever they are, America.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what's
You know,
going on over there.
that's-
It's like they'll be like,
that
the
makes
Chinese
sense.
there, the Russians there. And I'm like, you guys.
Wow, that's so cool though. It's not cool, but it's so.
It's interesting.
It makes so much sense.
Yeah, and then
And
whenever
we
people-
as Americans don't think like
we
that
don't think
at
about that.
all.
Okay, so in Russia, whenever they make fun of someone moving really slow, then they liken them to someone from Estonia. Which I don't really know
Because the
anybody from
Estonians are
Estonia,
slow.
but they say the Estonians are like the slowest in that whole region.
So do they really talk about Pussy Riot over
They're
there?
like the mall walkers of Russia.
The thing about Pussy Riot is I think Pussy Riot was a little bit misunderstood because
Of course
I think
they
a
were.
lot of people thought that Pussy Riot was trying to be a band, and so a lot of
It's
people
a movement,
were
isn't
like,
it?
their music is horrible.
Right,
But,
right.
but all of that, if you listen to a band like Bratmobile or Bikini Kill or
Yeah.
something like that, that is that is feminist punk rock music, and it's supposed to sound
Right,
punk
but the
and
thing
cut
is
raw.
that when you have a culture that has never had a civil rights
I mean, you
movement,
can't even
or
gay in
a
Russia.
women's movement,
Right.
or a gay
Exactly,
rights movement,
yeah.
there hasn't
Right.
been any of these movements, so you can't even have the same conversation,
Exactly.
even as a woman. You
Exactly.
cannot, like, you know, because it's like they didn't have a women's rights movement, you know,
Exactly.
but they have some kick-ass women that will, can I say words?
Yeah.
They will fuck you up.
Yeah.
Like, so I guess that's the women's
Listen,
rights
don't send me to
Exactly.
Russia. I'll go to Russia, say what the hell I want, and then
No,
take a
I would
piss
love to.
somewhere.
I mean, I hear it is beyond beautiful. Moscow,
It's a-
St. Petersburg.
Take a
I
piss
mean,
on a sidewalk.
I'm really.
Did you drink the vodka? Was the vodka amazing?
Actually, I'm not really a huge vodka drinker, to be honest.
Right.
But they do make, like, in the villages, this type of special drink called samagonka, and I did try that.
How
And
was that?
It was cool.
Strong?
It's just like moonshine. Like every
Yeah.
culture has its moonshine.
Exactly.
So that's their moonshine.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we have a video from you, and
Yeah.
what is the video?
Okay, so the Master and Margarita is the book that inspired the compositions that I wrote, and Margarita was Queen Margarita, and so this is her theme.
And where was she from?
She was from Russia, but she.
And her name was Margarita?
Yeah, but she made a deal with the devil in the book
Good for her.
to save her man.
Good for her, maybe.
Yeah.
And she got
Her
screwed for it?
man, no, she got her man in the end, but
All right.
she had to deal without him for a couple
She
of
got her
years.
man
He
in
was
the
at a
end.
mental institute. It's very Russian.
Wow.
It's a crazy book. It has 4 storylines.
How is it big and fat like
yeah,
Dr.
it's huge.
Zhivago?
But the middle of the 4 storylines don't even connect to the book 2.
Wow.
You know, but I stuck with it because so many people told me this is our book, and then I read it,
And
I
then
got
you
to the
wrote,
end, and then I wrote the music.
So you hear that, kids? Eat lots of yogurt.
and mayonnaise. So let's watch the video, and we'll be right back with LaFrae. So that is pretty impressive.
Well, that was just a rehearsal. That particular was just us. It was the thing about it was that I had the chance to meet the students. I had already written the themes, but then I saw
They must
that, like,
love you.
I love them.
It
and
must
so
be a
when I
mutual
met
thing,
them,
though.
like I was like, oh, these flute players are way more advanced than I thought.
Wow.
So I could go home at night and change the parts,
Oh, isn't that
and then like
so
print them back
cool?
out and come back to the orchestra. The
Oh
next
my
day.
God,
Wow.
you're just lighting up just talking about it.
It was really a
so
beautiful experience.
cool.
Yeah, I've never had this experience.
So how did they
before.
choose you actually to be?
Well, what happened was that I already had been teaching their master classes on improvisation and the history of African American music.
How did you become so like awesome, amazing? Like, were you doing all this when we were on tour? Girls Rock.
Rock Camp helped
Willie
me
Mae
so
Rock
much.
Camp. Willie Mae Rock Camp for girls.
Willie Mae Rock Camp for girls. What helped me with Willie Mae Rock
Oh,
Camp
Rock
is
Camp.
because for one, thank you. You're hilarious.
love
I
Rock
thought,
Camp.
no, I thought she was saying Rock Him, and I was like,
Rock
yeah.
Camp. No, Rock Camp. No, but the thing about this camp is that it's 1 week long.
It's amazing.
It's a week
It's
long,
empowering.
and the girls do what they can do. So if the bass player can only play the E string, then you just play the heck out of the E string the whole week.
And it's all self-empowerment.
It's self-empowerment, but through music. And I also learned how to teach musical elements to students that don't have high skill levels.
right, and to make them feel good.
But to make them also feel like they can access themselves.
Right.
That's like the big thing.
Yeah.
So when I learned how to communicate in this way, then when I started going to international audiences, it was sort of similar.
I get it.
It's sort of similar.
But
Because
it's
you
so
have to break
different.
it down.
But
Because you have to break it down to communicate. You can't like use it. English is crazy language. You gotta
Right.
use the most simple words
Right.
to really get things across, you know.
Wow.
It is. English is crazy. The other day,
Really
I was
is.
sending an email, and I forgot how to spell of, and I wrote OV.
But but even
Phonetically?
just like ways that we express yourself, like in The Catcher in the Rye, like Holden Caulfield's like, oh, that killed me, you killed me, that kills me. But when you translate that in another language, they're like, kill you.
Yeah, it doesn't translate.
It doesn't translate.
Our slang is really hard.
And
they
the
say English
just
is one
use
of
the
the hardest
euphemism,
languages.
like that's a real knee slapper. They'll get that.
No, they don't.
No?
No, but they have ones that we don't get too.
They really do.
Yeah, things
they
go.
Really do.
Exactly.
That's my whole experience. I come home and I have to sleep for like a week.
Wow.
Could you imagine hearing something like that and not getting it? Like, hey, that's like choking a cat. And like you're thinking like, what? Choking a cat? And like that might mean something good, you know?
Yeah, but I never heard that before.
I never heard that.
Choking a cat?
So when is your next gig?
Next week with 13th Amendment, or
Yeah.
the next gig?
Any.
I'm really excited because the 13th Amendment is going to go to Albania.
God, I want to be in the 13th Amendment. What can I do in your band?
We can talk about that.
Oh.
But we're going to play...
13's my lucky number.
We're going to be... Thank you. Oh, all right. We're going to be actually inaugurating Black History Month in Albania. And then we're going to go to Paris, and we're going to play at the Son de
Ooh
Verre
la
Festival.
la!
Yeah, I'm super... The Son de
for
Verre
you,
is the Winter
LaFrae.
Jazz Festival of Paris, and it's my favorite.
Good for you.
So we'll be there, and then I'm going to be back in Brooklyn on February 16th, and it'll just be me and Maz from the 13th Amendment at the Brooklyn Children's Museum on the 16th. Yeah. So
Wow.
that's what's like the next things kind of coming up.
Kids?
That one is kids. Yeah.
Right, because
But
that's my day job.
That's
I
okay.
do sing along with kids.
All right. Wonderful.
Wow, but that is just amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm
Good for
excited about it.
you. You're like a world traveler.
Well, I definitely do State Department work, but this one was like self-initiated. Like
And how did you get into the State Department? Like, how did you?
Okay, so they have some programs, and you can audition for the programs. And then I went on the program, and then I had fun, and I made some good connections, and then they invited me back. And
I mean, you're such a talent anyway. I mean, you got to see her on the drums. It's like you transform.
Is she gonna play drums?
She's a mad woman.
I wasn't planning to play drums.
We
but
have drums here.
It's funny, the more that I move into music, the deeper I'm getting, the less I'm playing drums.
Because you
Steve
don't.
Money.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's
though.
like-
Steve Money,
You know what I
can
mean?
she
Yeah.
play your drums?
No.
Yeah? I'd like to see her play some drums.
You want to see me play some drums?
I've heard all this stuff and it sounds like amazing, but I mean, it
Yeah,
would be
but
great
then-
if she
then I
could
have
play
to-
drums.
Maybe we should just shut
I'm
off
sorry,
the
I didn't
camera
mean to
for a
put- I
minute,
didn't mean
and
to
then
put you
come
on the
back on
spot.
and be like, what the
No.
Yeah,
No,
maybe
no.
we'll do something.
Drop it like a hat right now. Drop it like a hat right now. Jump on those drums.
Maybe we'll take a break and have her come back. But what is your website and how do people find you?
It's www. It's my first and last name. LaFraeSci. LaFraeSci.me.
LaFraeSci.me.
It's complicated. I was born in Okinawa, Japan, but I'm not Japanese. I'm a military kid.
Right.
Yeah.
So it makes sense you're in the government.
Well, I mean, I
In a
don't
weird
know that I'm
way.
really in the government, and I'm really shocked that the government is loving sending my ass.
Well, you're such a good. I think you're a great poster child for America.
Well, it's funny because people are like, because generally they send me to places where people have never ever met an American.
See, and you have diversity, and you're like a good representation.
Oh, it's hilarious. People are like, oh, you're black? Wait, so you have good rhythm and you can dance
You mean
and
people
sing?
in the world?
Right,
like,
yeah.
they say,
People in
like,
the world
crazy
better
shit.
than Americans?
Stereotypes.
It's hilarious. So I get to
Jesus
have these
Christ.
conversations,
Poor
though, in a
people.
really honest way.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, well, maybe, I don't know if I came out of the womb, like, with rhythm. I think I grew up with, like, rhythm games and song and music in my culture, which may have had an
Right.
influence, you know.
So do you speak Japanese?
I do, actually.
Like fully?
Probably about 80%.
Like mushy mushy?
Yeah, I got that down. And my Russian is coming up, too.
Ichi-ni-san, Chico.
I got that.
I got that. Exactly.
It's hilarious. You know, she is actually the first sound of Shindo, which is death in Japanese. So
Which
in,
why 4 is the unluckiest number.
in
Shindo
elevators,
Karaska.
in elevators, a lot of elevators in like Tokyo go 1, 2, 3, 5.
Ah.
4 is unlucky.
Because 4 is an unlucky number.
Like R13.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Although
what
I
you
don't
thought.
think that's really true for us. 13 is actually a fantastic number.
Yeah, but a lot of elevators skip it.
Oh, they do, don't
Some
they?
elevators
Yeah.
do skip it.
My building skips it.
Yeah, I'm
Some
not
buildings
from
have a
New York, so I don't know
13th floor.
13th floor.
It's only like half the size of the other floors.
No, or they skip it. They just, but the 14 is really 13, but they don't even.
They don't
pay
mention
attention
it.
to that. It's so bizarre. That's always so weird.
Yeah.
So,
But Rue, I appreciate you so much, and I appreciate that you have this show, and I appreciate that you asked me to come and
I love you, LaFrae. What are
talk
you
about
kidding
some of
me?
the stuff that I've been doing.
Is there anything we missed?
I mean, that's kind of like the big things happening right
It's
now.
huge.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm really happy.
I'm
with
so
that.
happy for you. I
Thanks.
mean, it's like couldn't happen to a more perfect person.
You're so sweet.
But it's true. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, we all pay our whatevers.
Actually, it's funny.
so good to see somebody like really taking it, and like today is Benjamin Franklin's birthday, so I want to say you're like running with the kite, man.
Oh.
It's true. I love
Running
Ben
with the
Franklin.
kite and the French letter.
Yeah.
Running with the kite.
I love that. I love
it.
Ben Franklin. Here, you want to push a button?
Yeah. Let's see what happens. Shaving a haircut.
There you go.
Too bad.
Yeah. So maybe we'll come back and she'll play something sometime during the show. You just don't know.
Never know.
Love you, LaFraE.
Love you back.
Mwah. We'll be back. We'll be back. Yes.
Thanks. Yeah. It's hard for you to retard, right?